thought dogs were the only pets who had reasons to wag their tails? Think again. Cats wag their tails, too. Cats wag their tails as a form of communication, but unlike dogs, it's not always a sign of happiness, explains Christy Brousseau, a certified cat trainer and founder of Cat Training by Christy. Cats use their tails to express a range of emotions and responses to their environment, such as curiosity, fear, excitement, irritation, or even comfort. It's a subtle language that, once understood, can help cat owners interpret how their cat is feeling and what they may need at the moment, she explains. Learning more about why cats wag their tails plus how to figure out what each type of tail wag means can help you decipher what your cat is thinking and feeling, so you can be even more in sync with your feline friend. Different types of cat tail wagging and what they mean. Tail wagging comes in many forms, and each has its own meaning, says Brousseau, who breaks down the different types of cat tail wags in detail. Fast, whipping tail. A quick flick or whipping motion usually signals annoyance or agitation, says Brousseau. Your cat may be irritated, overstimulated, or preparing to act defensively. If your cat's tail is moving rapidly while playing, they could be on the verge of a pounce. For an adorable example of this in action, see this video of orange cats wagging their tails while bird watching. Slow, steady swish. A slow-moving tail from side to side often indicates a cat is focused and concentrated, especially when stalking prey or a toy, she explains. This tail motion can also be a sign of mild curiosity, but the cat is still deciding on its next move. Twitching tip. When just the tip of a cat's tail twitches, it could signal excitement, interest, or slight irritation, Brousseau says. If your cat is sitting calmly, but you notice the tip of their tail flicking, they may be intrigued by something, but not overly agitated. Quivering tail. A quivering or vibrating tail, particularly when a cat approaches a person or object, is often a sign of affection or marking territory, she tells us. Cats may display this behavior when they're especially happy to see you, or in male cats, when they are spraying to mark territory. Puffed up tail. If your cat's tail suddenly fluffs up and appears bushy, it's a clear sign they feel threatened or scared. This is part of their defense mechanism to make themselves look larger and more intimidating, she explains. Slow, gentle thump. If a cat is lying down and gently thumping their tail against the floor, it can signal mild irritation or contemplation. They may be relaxed but alert to something going on around them, Brousseau says. This is often seen when cats are observing something that hasn't yet caught their full attention. Should I be worried about excessive tail wagging? While all cats communicate with their tails, certain factors like breed, personality, or even age may influence how much a cat wags its tail, Brousseau explains. If your cat is wagging its tail often, there's no reason to worry until you consider these points. Some breeds wag their tails more than others. Some breeds like the Siamese or Abyssinian, known for being particularly vocal and expressive, use their tails more actively in communication, she says. Expressive cats tend to wag their tails more. Some cats are simply more expressive than others, using their tails more frequently to convey their feelings, Brousseau tells us. Gender doesn't seem to play a significant role in the amount of tail wagging, but individual personality can. Observe the context and look for signals. Frequent tail wagging isn't necessarily a cause for concern, Brousseau says, but it does warrant observation. If your cat is constantly flicking or whipping their tail, it might indicate they are feeling stressed, agitated, or unwell. It's important to consider the context of the behavior. If the tail wagging is accompanied by signs of distress, such as hiding, growling, or a change in appetite, a vet visit may be in order to rule out any health issues, she explains. But in general, tail wagging is perfectly normal feline behavior. What if your cat never wags their tail? If your cat never or rarely wags their tail, no worries. Some cats are simply more subtle in their body language and may not use their tail as much to communicate. Brusso explains. If your cat doesn't wag their tail often, but appears happy, healthy, and content, there's usually no need for concern. Just like people, cats have different communication styles. However, if there's a sudden change in behavior like tail wagging, becoming less frequent in a cat that once used it regularly, it could be worth monitoring for any other signs of discomfort or illness, since it's one of the ways to tell if your cat is sick.